Okay, we are now live. So I should summarize what the aim is here. Same as last time. We have an Electron app right here called React Native Fiddle, which I am trying to port to Expo macOS. And so the way I'm doing that is there's my, sorry, these all look really similar, but here's my Expo macOS app. It is an Expo app that embeds, so it is an Expo app, not an iOS app running catalysts. It is an actual AppKit app. So this is a React Native macOS app embedded, managed by Expo, and in it we have embedded a web view which loads in this web app. This web app. So you see on this port 5174, and we've also got 5173. It's the same dang thing. Now, eventually, we're going to have we're going to need some native capabilities, but for as long as possible, I want to always have this as an option that we can completely make the app inside this website, and the only thing we'll be missing compared to the actual Electron app is the IPC to do the extra native stuff like running child processes and whatnot. But yeah, it's turned out to be a really productive workflow, because if you can develop your app entirely, if you can develop your React Native app entirely as an embeddable web app, then something I'm learning is you can connect Chrome DevTools to it as an MCP server, and then your agent can talk with that MCP server and can actually be checking the DOM and seeing, like, is this design what you wanted it to be? No, get back in there. And it's been really productive. Obviously, I'd like to do this as a completely through and through native app, just using React Native built-ins like Vue and text, but the real thing that's putting me on web tech is I need a proper code editor, and it has to be Monaco realistically, because we want mouse over IntelliSense, and we want to handle TypeScript and React, and yes, there are native code editors out there. Maybe at best they do some syntax highlighting, and maybe they've got some more features beyond that. But if you want the whole kit and caboodle as a drop-in, like, nothing really exists on the level of the Monaco editor. So if we're going to have even one piece of web tech in our app, we might as well make it a full view, web view anyway. So that's what we're doing. Now, the original Electron-based React Native Fiddle is over here, and you'll see, yep, looks very similar. Pop the console out and you see, yeah, it really does look super similar, and that is no accident. I've been trying really hard to line them up, but there's a few differences. Clearly the theme is a little different. I don't even know if it's the theme's fault, but yeah, either way, it's totally usable in terms of design-wise. It's very on par, but you'll notice if I click in here, we have a good old menu, and that, ooh, haven't really looked in there before, we'll have to think about that. But you see, these buttons in the actual Electron app, they actually do stuff, whereas here, the only one that does something is clicking console. Now, if you click run, it does nothing. You click here, that it just cycles through different React Native macOS versions. And that's just mock. These buttons do actually do stuff. That's strange. We'll have to fix that up. And these buttons, they're just, yeah, sure, they remove it from the list, but on this side, if you actually click those buttons and then run again, it will change the installed npm packages. So, like, this thing's fully functional, and what this is a pure design mock-up with absolutely no functionality. So, in this session, we have all sorts of things to do. The great thing is we have an pretty much completely functional app that we want to plagiarize. And so I could have a go at doing this all myself, but it seems like a perfect task to try and learn how workspaces and parallel agents work, because we have a very clearly defined plan. So all sorts of things we want to get functional. What I've done is I've called this worktree port 5174 and I've called this one 5175, and so we're going to allow them, the agents, to jump onto different localhost ports from our own dev servers, and we'll see how that works out. So, bada bing, where to begin? So first up, it's all a little confusing having lots of identical. Oh, isn't that interesting? The theme is different between the complete standalone web app in Safari versus the exact same web app embedded in a web view in WK web view. This is with WebKit on both sides. Why are we getting this lovely grey versus this black? It's a very good question to ask the agent, for one thing. But first, let's give it a little refresh. Okay, I see. So when we refreshed the page, we saw it's the very same bluey blacky shining through. So I almost wonder whether there's some kind of transparency thing where the panel is looking, whether this is actually the more correct one. But let's put an agent on it. So let's say the code editor panels don't match the color, the background color used in what exactly? Used in, and now this is a brand new thread, so I might have to re-provide some context that I'd provided before, but let's figure that out. So we've got React Native Desktop Fiddle and we've got Fiddle Electron. So let's just get the path to this thing. And we'll move that away. We'll say the code editor panels in R&D Fiddle in dark mode don't match the background color used in the panels in. Right. Fix it. Code editor panels in R&D in dark mode are, we probably like to describe kind of dark blue, dark purple, and don't match the background color used in. What is the ground truth? What are we actually aiming for? Oh, they do. Oh, it does match. Is it really just in the web app phase? That is very strange. Right, let's connect the WebKit debugger to this. It's not finding it. Hold on. Why is Twitter upside down? What's up with that? Okay. Why isn't this picking it up? So we've got WebView debugging on. Oh, I see. We are not on the right commit. How did that happen? Did it just throw that away at some point? Okay, fine. Enable WebView debugging. A little push. Okay, so now if we do let's go ahead and do a full refresh of the macOS app. So let's just get that over here. Boom. Now that's gone. That's so strange. But these panels have just gone dark black. So what are we aiming for? We're aiming for purple. Kind of. What exactly? Dark purple. fix it. Right, so we'll get him working on that, and then for the first time ever, I'm going to try... Oh, well, at some point we'll have to tell him which port... In fact, we can guide him. We can try that. By the way, I want you to debug for yourself by using... package... in the web folder, and that can be steer with Apple, enter. And we've got some chat messages. Let's see. Hi Jamie, just joining on my coffee break and curious about Expo macOS. Always fun to see others' development flows. Yeah, so this you're seeing others' development flows. This development flow has only just, this is the first time I've been doing this stuff really ever. You see like the dates on this, like 1 month ago is the first time I touched agentic coding at all. I have been old school up until I had some tasks that really fit, really appropriate use cases for this stuff. Because in my full-time job I have a very atypical project and multiple engineers working together on it, and it seems pretty selfish to just like tell an agent to go YOLO on something when some human at the other end of it has got to why do you need web dependencies? Has got to do a review. So I don't use agents at work. But lately I've been doing some solo projects again, and yeah, they've been a good fit. And this is the first time I'm trying out work trees, let alone parallel agents. Rather, I should be the other way around. Expo macOS as well, that's another thing to dive into. But yeah, I wonder what is your workflow? What works for you? Have you got any recommendations? Let me just read this and see what he wants. Do you want me to install missing web dependencies so I can run the app locally and debug the dark mode editor panels? What on earth? What is test-d node modules? Module not there? No, this is all installed. Oh, right. It's in a different work tree. Of course. I was always wondering how the NPM packages work in work trees, so I guess you really need to think of a work tree as a brand new folder. So great. That has answered one question already. Let's see. So he's off doing that, and I'm going to use this guy. Actually, copy the same starting prompt. So I'll need... Come on, click. Right. So I'm going to need some of that text. You're awaiting approval. Okay. Yes, yeah, go do that. So because I did this as a web app, as I said, let's just allow for this chat. Wow. Because I did this as a web app that gets embedded into an Expo app, we unlock all the great web dev tooling, such as this MCP server, which we'll see it. Here's one I had earlier. Oh, no! Let me get it. Hold up. I closed it for you. Try again. Steer. Okay, now back to this guy. This is like playing whack-a-mole. I've lost my text? Okay, cool. And even if it doesn't need it, I like formatting this stuff. It's for me, it's not for the agent. So, in R&D fiddle, blah blah blah. the drop down menu with the React Native macOS version selector is purely mocked at the moment. I want you to copy the design of the in which a pop-up menu, a drop down menu appears. Implement that and then populate it with the contents of what? Let's see. Fiddle. No. RNM pre-builds. Which you can grab via GitHub API call. To get installed, run bun install, and to get running, go into web and run this thing. And we'll change the port. Always stick to that port. Off we go, and this one's awaiting approval. Do you want me to stop the existing? Yeah, why not? Because you own that port. Cool. So you were curious about Expo macOS. Yeah, it's React Native macOS with a few things bridged over to Expo. So for one thing, so here's my repo, just getting my own bearings. Where am I? What we got in this repo is we have a web folder, which is an embedded web app, which you've seen. But if you ignore that, it's just a standard Expo project. It's got its iOS folder. It's got its Android should be hiding around. Where the heck is Android? Maybe I never generated Android. Maybe I'm blind. Okay, I guess I started with iOS and okay, fine. That's a surprise. So in theory, it's a standard Expo project with a few changes. So the metro config, for example, we don't use the Expo metro config directly as is. What we do is we go into RNX. We take RNXKit, which is made by Microsoft. We take their metro config, which is sympathetic to desktop platforms, and we say just pass the Expo config into their factory. And one thing I do just for myself is I turn off Watchman, because nowadays Node.js module resolution is perfectly good, and it stops you getting the recrawled this directory however many times thing, which drives me insane. Okay. Ooh, the one on port 5174 is good to go, so let's have a peek at it in Safari. What was he tasked with doing? He was tasked with making these dark purple, which they appear to be, and if I refresh, that's good. Now we switch over to macOS and tell you to see, this reload is actually a full app reload, but if we now inspect, hey, isn't it awesome? From Safari, I can inspect the content of my Expo app, because that inner UI is all WebView, and that means I can do a WebView refresh. And that is still dark. That is still black. For some reason, depending on whether I run it in Safari or an run the web app in Safari or embed it in a WK web view, we get different colors. So what is it? WK web view is giving black, Safari is giving purple. What gives? There's a question of, is the theme passing through? So sorry, I'm going to blind myself. We're all going to get blinded here. So Safari understands the switchover. Embedded web view does as well. I can't really tell if those colors are different. Let me just get a color picker up. D7DD E0. Try to remember that. It's the same. Yep. Okay. I'm so blind. Right. What gives? And we go see how the other one's doing. Awaiting approval. Why didn't you give me a notification? I told you to do that. Oh well. I think it's a meme. Everyone's frustrated at this. I'm not gonna, what's the word? Make material out of that. So my weapons of choice for today is a chicory coffee. No, well, it's not really coffee. It's chicory coffee substitute tea. And then on the other hand, I have Robust. So I'm actually, hold up, dual wielding for 2 different flavors. And when I get a little dehydrated, I've got more water. Always stay hydrated. Do you want to allow a GitHub API? Yes. Don't tell them your codecs. See how that goes. I just feel they're going to get rate limited if we literally tell them it's codecs. And you're not codecs, you're Node. Just being driven by codecs. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yes, good choice. And then it derives a theme from the environment twice. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Alright, now I need to use my head. So, light mode, dark mode is not something I had to tussle with much. It's either like normally set up for me in my in like a docs framework, or the designer never wanted like dark mode, so I don't immediately have an intuition for what's the right answer here. I'm gonna have to use my noggin. I don't totally trust the machine to figure it out, but I really think prefers color scheme does matter here. Okay, the thing is, macOS, the WK web view is, I can confirm that is correctly reacting to changes, system changes in light/dark mode, dark theme. Does that tell you? Love from India. Thank you very much. What are you working on? What brings you to this channel? Does that tell you anything? And also today, I'm the codex told me you should try the fast model, which uses up tokens twice as quickly. So, just for the benefit of the stream, this is supposed to be going speedy. And I want to see how much usage I am burning through. Where is that stuff hiding? Where's my usage? Settings. Rate limits remaining. Oh boy, I've gone through. When I started this, I had 95%. So clearly, that's a counting down number, not a counting up number. So I've. Let's see. If in 40 minutes, 30 minutes. If in 30 minutes I've got through 7%, my 5-hour limit should be fine. Yeah, I've only got another 1.5 hours here. And then weekly, it resets on 6 days. Ooh. Well, we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Shri Manajin is saying, I have ported Nitro to Flutter. Nitro? What? Like, React Native Nitro modules by Mark Ruzavi of Modulo. You have ported that to Flutter. Very interesting, because Flutter uses Dart, which has a different bridge. It calls them channels. I've not really played with it much more than that. So okay, so is it literally Nitro modules that you ported over, or are you just taking inspiration from it, as you say? Yeah, tell me more. You can check pub by searching Nitro. All right, let's give a quick little peek. Ba-ba-dum. Nitro modules Flutter. I'm hoping I'll bring it up. One pub, is that the pub you're talking about? Oh, is this relevant? That looks like it. Dart can call foreign function interface or Java native interface directly now with spec written in Dart. Yes, I know a lot about Dart FFI. Dart FFI is basically the same thing NativeScript is, but for Dart. And oh, that's a B. Let's have you. You've earned a follow. Excellent work there. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so Dart FFI is a really, really cool project. And we, in the NativeScript TSC, we have actually, well, me and DJ in particular have studied the internals of FFI Gen to understand, like, well, how are they creating bindings? And yeah, there's a lot of overlap with how we do it in NativeScript, but we learned a thing or two from them. Things like how there's lots of interesting cases in the Objective-C runtime of if you get returned an NS object, whose responsibility is it to manage the ref count? Like, is this something that should be incremented or decremented when we're no longer using it? And Dart FFI has got some interesting handling for that. It knows what to look for in the header files, so we learned a little bit from that. So you also developed a terminal UI in Dart for auto-linking, auto-fixing with Builder. When you say auto-linking, you mean getting your Flutter project to link a native library. If, for example, if you've got a Flutter Xcode project, it would make sure that native library gets linked into it, and if you've got an Android project, to make sure that it gets represented in the Gradle build commands. So you're making actual auto-linking. I'm not familiar what this builder thing is. I don't actually use Flutter, but I'm merely sympathetic to it. What else? Yesterday, Jay and I got 1.0.0, not quite. Is Dart? Did Dart not have stable JNI to begin? Anyway, so I'll be catching up on your content, but for now, we need to tell our agents to be doing something for us. They are not earning their keep. So you run on report I told you to run on. So now if we did check over here, we have agent numero dos in the very jarring black panel color staring me in the face, and I need to allow, yes, MCP server, which is over here, currently not tasked with anything. You are allowed to connect to that page, and I think I will see you popping open a new tab soon enough. Hopefully we see that, unless there's like another instance. It's this one, right? Yeah. New page. Yes, here it comes. Oh, I should have done always allow in this chat. Can I go back in it? Nope. Okay, so how was he getting on? So we're going back to the dark panel problem of the colors not quite working. Hello, Y4T. Welcome along. Oh, is the chat not showing up? Hang on. There we go. We've got chat. Woo! It's good having two monitors. It'd be even nicer to have three. Let's see. Okay, so you're just defining your auto-linking, like placing C++ files placed correctly and linked with CMake lists, checking Dart API DL.h placed and moved correctly. Oh, very good. Yeah, so it sounds auto-linking-y. Very good. Yeah, good hacking. Why? Why does this need more approvals? Of course it's serving. It's right there. What's his problem? But yeah, sure. Go ahead, mate. Like, maybe I just need to hold up. Let me kill the Google Chrome MCP instance, so maybe your MCP starts working. Okay. There's not a don't ask again. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So that was Safari refreshing, but when is Google Chrome going to pop up? Will our MCP server? Yes, allow for this chat. Good. That's Chrome. That's being controlled by automate. So this is the most magical thing I've seen in ages. Like, yes, you can take snap. I don't really like the idea of it using vision, because that sounds like it's going to be expensive, but I think that's okay. So I'm always careful about like reviewing what command it's doing, because like if you think about it, you could do like, it could potentially create a command, an innocent command like curl whatever, and then just do an and on the end, and remove the root of your file system. So just an abundance of caution, like no, I'm not going to auto allow something like that. So let me just getting your name. Is that Arjun or Aryan? I'm guessing it's not Spain, so it's not Aryan. I'm guessing Arjun. Also added benchmark for best use, which is similar to raw FFI. Okay, so like a fast path. like low overhead C calls. Sounds good to me. Alright, geez, yes, you can click. Allow for this chat. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no. Because a click is potentially something that could like permit something that you don't want to happen on your computer. Like there's a reason clicks many years ago there would be like videos would just autoplay without a click, and now like a click is something that's got to come not from a programmatic action but a trusted user click, and that click is needed before videos can play with sound. Okie dokie, how was this other guy getting on? Have you fixed the dark panels if the WK review is correctly tracking? Alright, sweet. So my intuition helped there. Still transparent. Okay. And then the agent is just running the browser back there. That's pretty neat. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom. Oh, is there some kind of interesting? How about you put an obvious green background behind the web view? And see what happens. So, like, I did actually forecast this earlier on in the stream. I said something transparency, so I feel pretty good about that. Navigate page. I will actually allow that. I don't think I could. I mean, with the rate that I have to keep going back and forth to like give these two things permissions, I can't imagine myself like being able to run any more. Look at that, like, any more agents than 2 at once. But I know some people will do like 4 at a time, maybe 6 at a time. I've seen, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. But it's, I must say, it is taking them. Yes, it's taking them a lot of time to get through these 2 relatively small tasks, I'd say. Right. You. Whoops. I did Apple R and I guess it killed it. Yep. Straight up died. So I am going to get that window back. You. What actually killed it in the end? Yeah, it's this thing again. So I suspect it's not the fact that I pressed Apple R. This happens also when I press the letter R as well, which is the shortcut for doing a full refresh of the app. That's a side quest I don't want to get into right now, but yeah, that really sucks. So R&D fiddle, pop this open again. We'll bun run macOS, bring it back from the dead. And where's our app.tsx? We should now have a green background somewhere, but I don't see. Oh, so no, it's the other app.tx. Huh? Where's my green background? Oh, different work tree. Blimey. How do I see a different work tree in VS Code? Do I go here? Oh, crikey. It's got like... Right, so those are the different work trees. How do I like change work tree? Is it going to be one of these? It is. Okay, so we go here. Not green. We go here. Still not green. Huh. Makes no sense to me. Why are you not green? You said you did something. That's kind of how I'd implement it. So where is it hiding? Point fork at it, try to get some more visibility. We have work trees. Go here. Double click. Local changes. Okay, so that's one of the work trees. And here's the other one. Let's put it over here. That's our green. Green screen. That is green. Yeah, okay. Right, so it's there. I just don't know how to see that in VS Code. Okay, so yes, do that. It's not. I need to verify. What's this macOS app connecting to? What port is this one connecting to? That is. My mind is bending now. I need to do this on the default port, or find a way to. I need to be okay. If Metro is serving from that workspace, work tree, we don't want that because I don't have a way to swap between Metro ports, but we can keep this one serving. Now I want to go. Why isn't that green? Do I have to like double click it? How do I change workspace? How to change workspace in VS Code? Not workspace, what's the word? Work tree. Okay. File open recent. Nope. Is chat going to tell me how to do this? What will be the good library to develop with Nitro? Need suggestions. Is this for Flutter or is it for React Native? New window? No. Fine. We want. How do I get Fiddle Electron? R&D Fiddle is not even showing up. Don't really want to go into. Alright, so VS Code is dead to us for switching workspaces. That's what's that? Nope. Unless there's an app in the other one. Alright, fine. We will never get to do that. We're just going to have to figure something else out. So default work tree. Hold up. We'll go back to the main work tree and we'll say I just want to have a peek at what my other friend on port 5174 is doing. We will run Metro, continue serving 5173 here because he's doing 5174 for us, and then we'll run macOS. We'll see if his color fix worked. I don't think it worked. It's looking pretty black to me. Let's replicate his view from React Native. Do that, and we'll do a style equals background color green. Save it up and see if that changes at all. Is this correct? It's not very green. Flex 1. Aha! Hey, that's purple now. So if you have, is it just the case that if you use a web view as the very root view of your app, is there a transparency prop for this thing? Now I remember there being some kind of discussion that that Apple don't want to allow transparent web views because it's an easy way to clickjack people, or it's just like terrible user experience or something. So, but is transparency a prop? So it's not like a first class prop. But after all that, after changing none of the web code, we were able to fix it just by putting a background behind it. Is that the answer? So let's just test this hypothesis. So the fact that the background color is green didn't even matter, but let's just sanity check here. Yep, green is day. Change it to purple. Change it and just see if this is changing at all. Change it to red. I'm not detecting a change there, but remove it all together, and it doesn't go black because it's got a backing view. Whereas if we take that and just do it directly, do we get black? Or is it still kind of stuck on the fact that it reckons it's in bad state? So let's just... Oh, this is so weird. Like every time we mount it, we get a different answer. I mean, that looks just fine. Is it just a roll of the dice kind of thing? So it's a white background behind by default. Oh, but it is connecting to port. It is connecting to the fixed port. So, Nyaha! Okay, so that clearly. So the changes agent 5174 did clearly have been productive. Now, if we take off that backing view, and check out 5174. Okay, so this backing view had nothing to do with it. I think we say, well done, agent. You made some good changes. Let's just accept what he's got and then subtract this backing view because it probably wasn't needed in the end. Now, how do I do that from inside here? Or kind of just... I like to go into fork and do it so I can do it visually. Oh, we want... So version selector was there. Which way around are these agents anyway? Version selector is 5175, so let's move him here. And then here, right. Doot. Fix background. It's a background color. And we will come back to this. So now that's been committed. I kind of thought that would like show up on main. So fine, do I can't rebase? What? Can we tell? Normally I can just right click this and then do rebase. This is very confusing. How does anyone else manage? Okay. What? And then rebase to there. What's the conflict? Oh yeah, it's for web view debugging. Got it. Oh jeez, I can't even get an editor up on this. I kind of need the editor. Okay. Show conflicts. Show them! Somewhere. Oh boy, this is so hard. Yeah? Yes! Okay, cool. So we'll just grab that web view debugging there, we'll shove that in there, and then save it, accept the incoming change. We are good to go. Take it. I'm sure other people who've figured out how to like do this well still inside like without. I'm mixing so many different tools here. I've got my my Git stuff I do visually in Fork, and then like this is all just a mess. But I'm sure some people find a way to stay just in Codex or Cursor. Okay, so agent 5174 is done. So we go back to this. Oh, but one, discard that, don't want that. And where am I? 5173. I don't want to go to 5174 either. Okay, cool. So that's how we are, and now we tell reset main to there. And now we clean it up. Righty. So we'll find out if we didn't need this in the first place. It's probably the case. Whoops. Okie dokie. And then refresh. Purple, was that what we were aiming for? I think it was. I think we're good. Hooray! Jeez, that was hard. Okay, I don't like the experience of getting the agents work in. Let's amend that. And do a force push. But the agents were able to work in parallel. I was able to do two things at once. That was good. Meanwhile, let's tell agent to reset to here. And then it can just be branchless if we have, well, whatever, we're now on. Okay, let's call this, rename this branch. Where is it hiding? What, rename to 5174. Okay. Now this guy. Let's check over on his work. Again, I don't really know how to get VS Code onto. Would GitLens help? It'd be really helpful if I could jump onto. Yes. Make the modules menu drag resizable. That is not the latest commit on this. Oh, because I've not committed it. Hang on. It's hiding in this work trees folder. Okay. Oh! I think I figured it out. You cd into dot codex / work tree. cd into dot codex / work tree. There's definitely a better way to do this, but my brain can handle this right now. So R&D fiddle. In fact, you know what? This kind of deserves like a whole new terminal. There we go. Bun starts. So now our Metro bundler is running on the work tree for this agent, which is agent 5175, which means this needs to connect to that port. Let's reload that. And our macOS app will reconnect to us. And we're going to try clicking into here and see if agent 5175 was able to... Unless I've messed it up. Unless I have messed it up, because I may have. So I think we're in the right place. We're in E878. It's supposed to have deleted those available versions. It should be. We can, of course, sanity check by cross-checking in Safari. So here's our 5175. Can't connect. That I wasn't expecting. But we can manage that. Okay, let's split here. CD into web. Bun start. Does it give us that port? No! Hold on. I want bun x v strict port 575. Right, cool. Okay, so that was never serving. That's still black because this is behind, I guess. Yes, I see, it's 2 commits behind. We kind of want to catch up with that web view debugging though. I see, because this is 4586. It's the old it's the other agent. This is all very confusing, but I'm on it. What we can do is we can say move over to this commit with a stash and no, hold on. Stash this. Go to here. No, switch the mirror to window. Make branch port 5175. Reset to there with hard, and then resurrect this. Now we have web view debugging. So let's just refresh the Metro server. The V server should have picked up those changes. Yep, it's purple now, and then we click. It didn't do anything, so double checking Safari. 5175. Ah, there's a new thing here. Okay, close up that console. Okay, we've kind of got this. It's on the wrong Z index, but something's going on. Okay. So, I'm a bit confused. Clearly, the React Native app is not connecting to the right port, so let's just try another. Restart the Metro bundler. And give ourselves another terminal. We'll do a bun run macOS. Oh, whoops. Kill. Rebuild. I think you just... That's a little too slow. Surely that... Why is that failing? Ah, because we are in work tree. Into pod install and see button macOS. Yeah. I don't know how anyone does parallel agents. It's really hard work. Sorry, just reading chat again. The only issue with JNI is double free and dangling pointer issues. I'm not sure it's the only issue. It's also very slow. But I've not had too much displeasure having to use it because I'm less of an Android guy, more of a iOS, macOS kind of guy. But surprisingly, when I get involved with Android, I don't have... Oh! Ah! Where'd it go? VS Code died. Oh, I applied the update. Ah, dang it. Dang it. I hope all my... God dang it. No! Right. We will need the Metro bundler and the web bundler on port 7175 and bundler on macOS. CD -- and then bundler on macOS. This is so ridiculous. See any updates. Image carousel. Preview images. And preview videos. What is the image carousel in the first place? Never seen this thing. Looks handy. Okay, how is this going? Still building. I got to say, I really wonder if, with all this pain of jumping between agents, like whether it really is, the parallel agents really is speeding me up, but it's really just human limitations. Well, let's think about the next thing to keep the other agent busy. I got an idea. Okay. Right now, the app is showing main.js, render.js, etc. files. Replace those with where's my README for Fiddle Electron? So we README. We want to go to related projects. Probably just this. Preload renderer. Oh. That's what I want. Namely, app.js, index.js, metro.config.js, package.json. Not really so sure about package log.json, but whatever. So he's working on that. 5175 I'm still assessing, so that needs to connect to the web server. Fiddle Electron goes away. 5175. Hosting on 5175. So, what's your problem? 4, 5. Oh, wrong work tree. Aha! This is very hard to get used to. Oh, why? There's more work trees now. Right, I really don't want to point VS Code inside these folders. That's really making my head spin. So let's get the heck out of here. Stick to our main branch, main work tree. Right, away. Add the TSX 5173. And start. And start Metro server. Then the app can stay, the native build hasn't changed. Okay. And once he's ready, send a full reload command to him. So we're now on the main branch. That doesn't make sense. Discard that. You make a branch called 0.575. So here's how we'll play it. We're gonna make a commit called work in progress on the branch 5175, and we'll go back to our main work tree and tell main. We'll just put our head over here. So we'll. But why doesn't that change? Oh, I guess we never changed that. Fine. All right. 5173. That works for me. Okay. Yeah. And then we can have a look at. Nope. Reload it. Nope. Phone. Oh, dang it. All right. Yeah. So if you double click that, it takes you over to here. Right. Actually, what we need to do is reset main to here. Hard. Okay. Now that should have picked it up. There we go. Okay. Yes. We can steer this. You know what? I don't. Let's forget about adding the lock file in there. That could be a steer. Apple enter. Apple enter. And then we go back to 5175, and what we're trying to do. The version selector is like the wrong Z index or something. It's showing below the console and everything. Feel free to verify. DevTools MCP. Okay. Righty. Ah, what? God, no. No. It's replaced our actual source files with the editor sample files we were planning to present. Oh god, no. Do not replace our actual source files, you bean dip. Replace the sample files that we show in the editor panes with ones from okay. Back over to 5175. God, it's thinking. Okay, so it's gone and fixed it like a coward with z-index 30. Is that the... Well, first let's check if it worked. What have you done? What are you thinking? Oh, because it's over here, is it? Hang on, what? What is this? No, 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 no. God, no. None of this. Right, okay, no. I think bin it, burn it, destroy that agent. Okay. I don't know if this is one of those things where like it's used up so much context or whatever that it starts getting dumb. So I am gonna actually say, oh whoopsie. The dumb one is this one. Right. Sorry, I discarded your unholy changes. Pick up. Fulfill the last instruction. Gave it. And start up the V server on port 5175 again and verify the change. I didn't tell you to stop it. Alright, we get start it up and keep it running. You're gonna need it in future. And we're gonna connect to it. Okay. Whip. Then reset made to here, hard reset, up we go. But our web server is now representing those changes, so we're actually We should be able to see it here. Yes! Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. That's really quite something. But I have another request. Let's add tabular nums styling to the version code. To the string bearing the version. It's actually more. Not just the header, but also list items and the dates to steer. Dude, stop running the build. The devs, stop running the build to verify. You got the dev server running. Okay, cool. Tabular? Is it tabular? I think that's tabular. It's moving. Oh yeah, we need to. This sucks. It's easier to just see it through Safari because then we don't have to keep telling the Metro app to keep moving around. Okay. No layout shift. Oh yes, and the dates line up perfectly. That's good. Well done, agent. You get to live today. Teplinums. Oh, let's just amend it into the whip. Okay. And then we shall fix up this into parent. And we'll rename this. Drop down Z index. It's really appearance. Nah, it's mostly the Z index. Okay. Would effectively accept it by telling main to reset to there. And push it. And now, of course, 5174 is lagging behind, so we need to see where he is before we decide whether to bring him up to speed. How are you doing? Okay, did you ruin the universe? Good. Better. Yes, 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 yes. I mean, this was how simple it was. What? Why do you need a section? Wait, why? Why? Do you need a section now? I don't think you do. What? Why have you got a new app screen in there? Oh, is this part of the text block? It is. Hang on. Is it very confused? Ah, that's what's going on. It's started a string there. Of course it has. Okay, that makes some sense. This is very confusing to look at. Let's actually view it if we can. Visual Studio Code. Here's the scary bit. Source control. Jump into... I don't know which one. Yep, that's all probably fine. Oh, and we can change the title. App.js. Hang on. So I had some special names for these. If we check, search through this project for this renderer. Let's just search the whole source folder. Find a folder. What is it called? Title, entry point. Hold on. There we go. Entry point ID. Right. So hide you off. So app.js file is okay. That's what I'm getting at. And then index.js is, hang on. Must be root view component, root UI component. JS. Then package.json, we didn't give a special name to, did we? And well, we'll just get ahead of this and just say it's read only. Ah, but maybe it's not read only. In our version, we're going to make it editable. Alright, well, we'll come back to those later. Save them up. Which means move this aside. And then commit this stuff. We could even do it. Nah, let's do it visually. The other change I wanted to check out was editor layout. So, what's this tiny little? Whatever. Okay. So that's the key thing. Quote starts there. Fold it up. Fold it up. We can't fold. Oh, jeez, we can't fold up in div view. Revert block, stage block. Can I just see the final resolved? Oh, that looks safe. That looks fine. That's good. Ship it. Okay. Yep. Replace sample files. Template files. A bit closer. Okay, so we'll do that on our branch, and we shall rebase onto that. And R&D fiddle, we'll catch up with that. Something to here. Da-da-ba push. And we can verify here. Yeah, cool. So now it says root UI component app.js, entry point index.js, meta. Ideally, we hide that. In fact, we can tell it to be working on that. Make it so that the initially open files are just app.js in full view. Others start hidden. And then back to the drop down one, we can be telling him to do something like that. He's already done. Right. Okay. Let's close that up and then. Oh, let's see Safari. Safari should be the. So, forward to be on? Cool. Yeah, I did it. Sweet. Accept that change. I feel we just kind of amend that in. Then you reset to here. Force push. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Codex. We were just trying to find a job for him, but then he finished, so we're back to the panel. What can we do from here? It's so cool that this is like it's downloading these from. Ah, but is it downloading those live? well, first let's ask what it's doing. So the thing is, these APIs do get rate limited. I have experienced this. Oh wow. So I want to have an option so that development doesn't just grind to a halt when we get rate limited. See what I did in Electron. We need to interacting with this releases. We need to handle the case of the GitHub API rate limiting us, and fall back to a hard-coded set of hard-coded response to allow us to continue developing. Release builds. Let's just put this in A. Able to fetch later. Debug builds. Alrighty, so he's working on that. I wonder what viewers do for their dev workflow. Are you using agents? Are you using parallel agents or work trees and that kind of stuff? Do you find it works for you? Is this looking pretty novel or pretty caveman? Am I doing things totally wrong here? Very curious. Meta env dev. Is dev for Vite. Okay, that's good. Next up, so we're not really ever gonna see. Hang on, which port is he? Port 5175. Oh, loading. The minimum width of how much would be good? This will be 250. That's good. Got some likes. Got some Twitter likes. That's good. From Jay and William. It's nice to see. Maybe they're watching. Ooh. Right, swap out of our loading text. Okay, how's it looking? Yeah, that's a loading spinner, but then okay, but once the version is loaded, do please write out the full native macOS version 0.79.2, not just v 0.79.2. So Arjun is saying, I think this time I need to take some inspiration of packages that are used, Nitro modules for porting Flutter for better usability. I think if you want to see the most valuable React Native packages, first look at the Expo SDK, and if Flutter is missing any of those are quite obvious ones to port across. There we go. Okay, so refresh, spinny spin spin. That's good. I wonder. Yeah, I don't like that layout shift. What can we do? There's no easy solution. In theory, we could pre-measure the exact text, but the thing is, I think one day I want it to have various different templates, not just React Native macOS, but you might have a React Native macOS like with native script template. So it's really not just going to, not forever is it going to be just version numbers of one specific series of templates. It's going to be like alternative templates with different things set up. Right. So, I mean, one way to reduce the layout shift is to reserve even more space. Because you see, what was happening is we needed to reserve just a teeny bit more space. Because it's growing just a little bit. But you kind of feel like 250 pixels is a... I wouldn't want to change it to 252 pixels, because 250 is nice and semantic. It's like a big round number. 256 is round in its own way, but... I like it less now that it's got async work to do. I don't want to do that. I'm glad I've put in that stuff to stop us hitting the rate limit. Wow, refresh stop working. Right, the spin is a bit distracting. Can we change the spinner for a shimmer that covers a representative width of text? Ah. Okay, you visited it, so is this like, this better be like display inline block, because if there's no text in that, what is the loading placeholder going to be? Well, whatever, let's just take a peek. That's kind of gross. I don't love it. What? How does the Electron app even handle that? Where's he gone? We need to bring him back from the dead. Electron app, please. Boot him up. Yarn start. Alright, so the actual Electron app, I didn't even catch that, I wasn't looking. What we can do is we can, this is honestly just a web page, so we can just Apple R to refresh it. Ooh. That thing did not budge. So we'll have to work out, like, I can't remember, like, does it come like built with one template built into it? I think it doesn't. I know it doesn't. But I know they have like a quick start template. So they have, so these files here, they do have what they call the quick start template with those files like ready built into the source code, but these things up here, no. So how can I reduce the network speed? Yes, I can. Throttle big time. Then refresh. Hang on. Is this? Yeah, that's the DevTools. All right, network 3G and refresho. Okay, cool, we're watching. That was instant. There was no shimmer, no nothing. Okay, stop recording. What can we do then? So this thing needs some kind of intermediate state, because we will be fetching it asynchronously, and it does have the possibility to fail. I guess that is not as bad as I was imagining first, but yeah, what's really bad is those icons either side. Yeah. Make sure the icons either side of the label state aren't present in the loading state. Best we can do, I think. You can use slow 3G. You know, you could just temporarily force the loading state, trying to catch it during. it's gonna miss that. Steer that. Jeez, is it really hoping to catch it just at the right moment when it's so slow? Oh dear. Yeah, these things need piloting. Yeah, not smart. Oh, would you look at that? I don't know if Twitter just bugged, but it said Theo is hosting a native PHP live chat. I don't think that really sounds like his kind of thing. Did that work yet? Alright. Refresho. Yeep. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Make the shimmer 10% less wide. This is a losing battle at this point, because like one day it might not be that text at all. So what's the point in? Oh dear. Yeah, there's always gonna be a shift. So why does it matter? What exact shift amount? How's my usage limits? So that's fine, but yeah, I'm really burning through the weekly. Okay. I wasn't watching too closely. It's not too bad. Can I live with it? I think there's a state when even the icon hasn't loaded yet. Oh well. I think ship it for now. Handle, so fetch handle rate limiting by GitHub API and implement shimmer. Getting close to bedtime for me. Then rebase. may do it. Push. Don't need to force that. Okie dokie. Right, and then we can see the final result in actual React Native macOS. Oops, and I pressed R again and that killed it again. It's an ongoing bug, as I discussed. Okay. When... Okay, yeah, that's working tree. Get rid of that. Relaunch. So if you want to full refresh the app, you need to do it from here, not from there. But if you just want to, yeah, stay away from that. If you just want to reload the web view, you go to here, press the refresh button. Yeah, lovely. That shimmer was quite all right. I don't like the big old flash of white as we come in. Ideally, the background color of the app should reflect whether the app is in dark mode or light mode. So how should we handle this? Well, we could start another agent on it, but I plan to stream for 2 hours, and we just about reached the 2-hour point. And I'm getting sleepy. So I think we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Stop streaming.